I think what fascinates me with an antique is there's always a story behind it. When you don't know what the story is, but you see the wear and the tear, you know there was a journey. You start to add up the clues of how it got to be the state it's in. You start to wonder what it's seen, what it's heard, what it's done. I had a choice of a rather clean, almost mint, moving Fillister plane, and this one. I made the choice because of the character this one had. I saw that it was damaged, but I also recognized that it was repaired more than a couple times. I'm sure it was never the best moving Fillister plane, but whomever owned it sure did all they could to keep it usable. My goal is not just to have a usable plane, but also to help continue its story. The fence has a crack in the middle, which the previous owner screwed tight from the side. I'm 100% sure the depth stop is also a fix for what probably was a brass one. The adjustment screw and carriage block were both removed with very little effort. The boxing is broken in a few spots where it was clearly glued back in place. With a broken wedge, the nicker proved the hardest part to remove. I used a nail head on the flat of the blade to tap it out. There's a tiny screw in the boxing, just at the side of the mouth. The wood is so stripped, it isn't holding anything anymore. I couldn't even back it out without wedging it. The metal was cleaned with a vinegar and water mixture for about 8 hours. The wood was cleaned a few times with mineral turpentine, mineral spirits. I didn't want to lose the patina, so I only planed what was needed on the base and the fence. I refinished it with about 4 coats of boiled linseed oil. I left it on for about 15 minutes each, and then wiped it off. The camera I'm using this time takes forever to charge, so I made the wedge off camera. I used a small nail and slowly filled a tiny hole in the boxing with epoxy so the threads would have something to bite onto. I forced some epoxy into the crack on the fence, though this probably wasn't needed as the screw was doing its job well enough. Also, my clamping forced the fence crooked, so I would need to plane its surface a couple more times. You know the old saying, don't fix what isn't broken when it's already been fixed because it was broken. Something like that. I rounded out the corners of the rear of the depth stop, since it was now digging into the face. Lightly tapping the blade will partially correct the bending that has happened from the years of resetting them. I had not run across any knickers being sharpened like this one had. I began to reshape it into the diamond shape I wanted. I'm not sure this is a great idea, but I'm doing it anyways. Even though the blade angle was really steep and the skew was way off, I went ahead and sharpened it as it was. I should have reshaped the edge correctly, as I would eventually have to come back and correct this issue. I needed to slow down here, but I was getting so close I just wanted to try it. It was set for a huge bite, but still was much closer to square than I thought it would be. Now, it's time to continue its story with me. Hopefully, that story will be able to be passed on this time. And it's time to figure out a decent dogging system for this bench. There will be more detailed photos on my blog over at CleanFill Wanted. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment.